Hey people, how are you doing? So, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this life. Alright? So, I will say one thing. The most important thing ever in these times, in these coming times. Listen to me very good. Listen to me. Don't listen to my person. Just listen to what's coming through me to you, alright? Don't mind who I am. Don't mind, how I will tell you this. Just pay attention to what's coming and what you need to do in order to be prepared for it. Alright? I will not, I do not claim this in any kind of desperate way. Any kind of as like you need to give up on life. You need to, I'm not scaring anybody. I'm not making anybody, I'm not trying to make anybody paranoid. So, here comes this. Right now, what's about to come, you will have to prepare yourself for it, whether you like it or not. Okay? What that is, you, listen to me, you will have to face death. Yes, I said it. You're gonna have to come to terms with dying. Alright? You're gonna have to come to terms with death itself, the end. The end. Alright? The one that everybody or almost everybody fears and nobody truly understands. Except for some. I tell you that because you are being governed by that fear. And this is gonna be your final and last obstacle in this way, via which they will cripple you completely. And I mean it. That fear itself will cripple your life. It will destroy your very existence, your very will to live. Oh man, poor raccoon. Just run over on the side of the road. Anyways, this is what you have to get yourself ready for. You have to be ready to die. Because, look, this is not something, it's a death cult. Now we all gonna run into death. Or this is not about like a physical suicide. You understand that? No, this is about acceptance of something that we, as a nation and as species, keep pushing away, pushing away, thinking that because we can push it away, it will not come. And when it does come, it's gonna be somewhere back there, at some point. And we struggle with that on a level on the entire earth. We have problems with it because of that fear, because we don't want to face it. We are involved in a whole lot of consumership. We are engaging into distractions left and right. We are planning this life by the plan of this cookie cutter, pattern. And we think, all right, well, we're going to do this and this and this. We're going to enjoy life. We're going to have all this stuff. And that way, we will, what can I tell you? We will then wait for, we're not going to wait. It's going to be that one day, that final point in time that's about to happen. It's going to be pushed all the way to the end. And then a lot of times, a lot of people get distressed and get surprised by it, and they face that and they don't know what to do. And they try to run into more denial. They try to do more stuff in order to try to run away from it the last moment. But that's what we need to do on a level of the entire species, all right? We need to be prepared. We need to basically embrace death. Like I said, that does not mean we're going to run off a cliff together and say, all right, it's time, we all should die. I'm not talking about that, all right? It's the acceptance. When you accept, just think about it, when you accept certain fear, when you accept, not fear, when you accept a certain situation, certain, thing that you believe that is more powerful than you, what ends up happening is that fear that you had before is simply gone, because you realize that thing that you pictured to be so powerful, so much more powerful than you suddenly don't see it that way anymore, because in reality it was never more powerful than yourself. All right? You, as human beings, are so much more than that fear. You have such an immense power that only if you just walked into these situations, only if you just went head on, addressed it, and faced it, you would have finally, realize and see what is actually behind there. That you would see there is nothing that can ever overpower you. Nothing ever. You are so strong, but you don't let yourself be strong. You don't let yourself be your actual self. And that's the main problem that we have in the world. That's why, we think if we buy a nice house, if we buy a nice car, if we have a nice partner in life, if we have, successful business, we think that, that moment is always going to be waiting for us somewhere back there, and we're not going to have to think about it, because we'll have so much fun and we'll have so much stuff surrounding us that we'll always feel great. And then a lot of people who do have that still figure it out at the end of the day that they're not safe. They're never safe from that. Even from the thought itself creeping into you scares the crap out of a lot of people, or most people. When I say most people, I say, 98 to 99% of people. That's how many people truly do not do enough on a daily basis to actually face this, to actually, wake up to their original, genuine self, to the true awareness and the true consciousness of that, original first DNA or whatever is in the blood, that forms these chains of proteins. That's your consciousness. That's also your awareness. And if you don't build on it, if you don't constantly jerk yourself to stay awake, do not fall under hypnosis of, the mass media and all sorts of tactics from the realms of the demonic world, of the spirit world, you will never truly attain your own selfhood. Never. So you have to be self-disciplined. You have to be merciless in attaining that. You cannot give yourself a break when it comes to it. You cannot afford to do that. Remember, we got to this precipice here of powers colliding, and had you not paid attention, and had you not woken up and kept yourself awake, you will be left to mercy, or no mercy, the lack of it, caught up in between that battle of the two peaks, of the two sides colliding. I am telling you that no meteor, no heavenly body fallen on earth can ever feel than what you will feel on the inside of yourself in what's coming next. Trust me, if you think you went through a year of pressure is just about to mount hugely. And people who push death away and the thought of it and the reality of it, remember one thing: whether you're religious or not, whether you're an atheist or just simply a regular person who doesn't know or who doesn't understand anything whatsoever and is not trying to understand it. There was one saying once that was written down, and it has a huge weight on it because it is so real. And you don't have to connect to that person that it was supposedly said by. Whoever that person was, or if that person never existed, it was said. Listen to me very good. It was said. Whoever is gonna fight to keep their life, they will lose it. And whoever will accept their mortality and death with that will live forever. So just because you accept that does not mean that you will have to die, or that you will have to die in a horrible way, or that you will have to suffer. You don't know until you actually accepted it. Because accepting death is the final and the biggest, the sum of all fears that we carry inherently deep inside of us. If you can manage that, trust me, there is nothing in life that could ever conquer you. Nothing also means nobody. Nobody can ever conquer you. Nobody can ever defeat you if you live a fearless life. Nothing can ever touch you. And when it does, it will find itself in a mercy of an extremely, extremely powerful opponent. You. Remember that. I'm telling you that because that is the true nature that you hold within. I see most of you are throwing it away. You don't believe in it anymore. You've been persuaded by different stories. You've been persuaded that you're so vulnerable that you have to protect yourself with all sorts of external, tools, mechanisms, apparatuses, materials, fabrics, all sorts of stuff. It doesn't work because the fear that you carry inherently buried deep within, that's the fear that is making you vulnerable. Nothing from the outside. Nothing, absolutely nothing. There's nothing from the outside that can do anything like that to you. You are doing it to yourself because you don't allow your power to come through. You don't trust it, and because you don't trust it, you live in sin. You know what sin is? Sin is not going against the big man with a beard and long hair in the sky. That's not sin. Sin is not listening to yourself. Sin is listening to the media. Sin is listening to other people that are pumping fear in you. Sin is something that when you say yes, but you feel inside that you should have said no, that's sin. You're sinning against your own nature. What do you think is going to happen? Your own nature is more powerful than anything around you. Your own nature will kill you. Do you know what that means? It will kill you. It will actually kill you. Because you are going against it. You're not aligned with your true self. So that's something you should have known. You should know these things, and that's why I'm telling you this stuff. I'm not encouraging you to go climb up on top of a tree and fall down thinking nothing's going to happen to you. Don't try it. Don't try things. Don't try yourself. Don't try your nature. Go and do things. Okay? Go, be fearless. And you'll see what's going to happen. So, start slow, step by step. Start canceling out small fears. See what happens. I dare you. I really do. Been doing this my whole entire life. Daring people and doing it myself. I'm still here. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. Nothing ever took me down. Nothing. Nothing ever crippled me. It may have scared me for a moment or two, but it will always come back. And every time I came back, I was more raw, more powerful, more merciless against that fear, against those external things. And I'm on my path to reach the final absolution from all fears. So you should do that too. I advise you that because it feels good to be free. It feels good that when you know that your freedom is not conditioned by what you have and where you can go and where you can be and who you can be with. Because then you walk around and you're very, very different. You know it, and other people can sense it, other people can see it, other people know about it without actually knowing it. So be prepared. Be prepared. I'm not joking. This is not some guy, some lunatic talking nonsense to you. Be prepared. It's coming. The final hour is coming. Trust me. It may not come in a week. It may not come in a day. But it is coming. And you can't stop it. So you may as well get adjusted. You may as well get into it. And go head on, full-blown collision with it, because it's coming to you. Even if you don't move, it's gonna move onto you. Yep. Alright. I won't wish you good luck, because there's no luck in this thing. It's about your will. How willing you are to return back to who you are, to return to that actual innocence and that actual strength and power, that courage that comes from that, anointment, that confidence, that understanding that sprouts this self-esteem that you can just go and tackle any issue that comes your way. You can tackle any material, any spiritual challenge that comes your way. And there you are facing these challenges in this material world and this spiritual world pinned against you every single day, every moment of your life. Whether you're aware of it or not, or you think they're coincidences, or you know that things are happening for a very, very good reason, it doesn't even matter. But it's much, much easier when you get to the point where you actually see what's happening, because then you know where the weapons are for you to tackle it and to actually be successful at it and to achieve your liberation. This is not a fight man against man. It's not a fight government against people. That's not that fight. So you won't win by killing anybody. You won't win by attacking anybody in person. Nah, that's not gonna happen. You will only fall deeper into the deception if that's what you choose to do. So I strongly advise you never to do that. Guard your emotions. Don't get emotionally attached to these results, and start training yourself, your inner self. Start waking your inner self up into this reality, and you will see what's going to happen. You will see the things you have not been even able to imagine that exist within you. They will come out, and you're going to be very, very shocked. And don't get scared. Sometimes the ride gets a little bit bumpy, But if you persist and you don't immediately give into fears, you will go on and you will see the horizons that will open after that. And you will see so much further and so much deeper that you will be truly surprised. Truly surprised who you are and what you're made of. And I really wish you good luck in that. I'll be around. I'll offer assistance to anybody that wants it. Anybody that wishes for it, anybody that is truly, truly interested in it and invested and engaged. For the rest of you who find this as some kind of joke, I wish you well too, because at some point you will have no choice but to wake up, and at that moment you will remember these words and you will come back to it in your thoughts. And I'm just hoping that at that time it's not going to be too late for you to actually, that the door is not going to close on you. That can happen too. So be aware of it. All right. Bye, people. I love you.